Let me tell you a story that no one ever hears. A story that happens every single day, but is hidden behind closed doors. There's a man just like you. He had dreams, big dreams, but life wasn't fair to him. He failed again and again. He lost friends, he lost confidence, and one night, staring at the ceiling in the dark, he whispered to himself, "Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I should quit." But something inside him, a small voice, said, "Just one more try." That one more try changed everything. Today, that man is a winner, not because he was lucky, not because he was special, but because he made a choice, the choice to sacrifice, to suffer, to keep going when everyone else gave up. And now you stand at the same crossroad. Long ago, nestled between gentle hills and thick forests, lay a small village where life moved slowly. Everyone knew everyone, and everyone knew about Elara. Elara was a slender, quiet girl with eyes too big for her face and hands too frail for hard work. She limped slightly when she walked, a reminder of the fever she'd barely survived as a child. In the fields and markets, whispers followed her. "Poor thing," they'd sigh, "she'll never survive on her own." Others murmured, but Elara said nothing. She simply smiled softly and kept walking, her head held just high enough to see the sky. Her father was gone, lost in a storm at sea. Her mother was bedridden, ill with no cure in sight. Each morning before the sun rose, Elara gathered water, collected firewood, and worked the small patch of earth behind their hut. Crops barely grew, money never stayed, and hunger was a familiar guest. Villagers pitied her. Some offered bread. Some offered advice. A few cruel ones laughed. "Why try so hard? You'll never win against life, girl. You're broken from the start." But they didn't see what hid beneath her quiet face. They didn't see what kept her standing when the storms of life raged. Elara's strength was not in muscle or voice. It lived in her heart. One winter, a heavy snowstorm swallowed the village. Roads disappeared. Trees bent under ice. Animals fled. And worst of all, Elara's mother grew cold and pale. The healer shook his head. No herbs left. No firewood to warm her. She won't last the night. Neighbors whispered sadly. No one offered help this time. Their own families were starving. All hope seemed lost, but Elara refused to break. As the sun died behind gray clouds, she wrapped herself in a thin cloak, took a small axe, and limped into the dark forest. "Where are you going?" An old man cried. "You'll freeze. There's nothing left in the woods." But Elara pressed on, her fingers numb, her breath sharp as needles, step after step into the white, endless cold. Deep in the forest, she found a fallen tree buried in snow. With trembling hands, she cleared it, swung her axe, and gathered all the wood she could carry, each log heavier than the last, each breath slower, but she did not stop. The forest whispered, trying to scare her. Wolves howled in the distance. Branches cracked like breaking bones. Her body screamed for rest, but her spirit whispered louder, "Just one more step, just one more try. You are stronger than this pain." At last, she staggered home, arms full of wood. She built a fire that burned hot and bright. She boiled the last herbs she'd hidden. She fed her mother warm broth until color returned to her cheeks. The dawn came, painting the sky gold. Smoke curled from Elara's chimney, and life, precious and stubborn, filled their home once more. News spread fast. The villagers came, astonished. You crossed the forest, alone, in the storm. Elara simply smiled. "I did what I had to do." From that day on, no one called her weak again. No one whispered pity. Instead, they saw the truth. Elara, the fragile girl who refused to break, was the strongest of them all. And slowly, her life changed. The village offered help. Friends gathered. Her crops flourished. Her mother healed. All because one girl dared to fight when the world said no. Years later, when Elara stood proud and strong, a woman whose courage built not only a home, but a legend, she told her secret to young ones who came to learn from her. Strength, she said, is not in the body, it's not in wealth or power, it's in the quiet voice that says, try again. It's in the broken soul that chooses not to fall. The world may break your body, but only you can break your spirit. And so her story lived on, whispered in every home, in every heart that needed hope. Moral of the story: true strength is silent, patient, and unyielding. No matter how fragile you seem, the power to endure, rise, and change your life lies within you. Never underestimate the quiet ones. They carry the weight of worlds.